Hello. It is Monday, September 29th. The video that you're getting ready to see to follow this was recorded several days ago. So I wanted to start it with an update. Chaos Divers did start doing some searching today at Bluegrass. They were able to look at one lake. Nothing was found. They're not finished yet. They had another thing they wanted to look at in the Ohio River. That was a car that they found a couple years ago, I think, and the water wasn't in a good condition to dive at that time. So while they were in town, they wanted to do that. They do need to leave to go to a different state for something else on Wednesday, I think. But they'll be back. They've assured me they're going to come back. They're going to look at the other lakes, and they have some other bodies of water around that they'll also be looking at. So that is the update as of today. I know it has been on the news up there that my family have sent me. I've gotten a lot of nice messages. I can't thank Chaos Divers enough just for taking the time to do this. And again, if you're able to help them and donate to them, they didn't ask me for anything. They don't ask the families for anything. They do this based solely on donations that they receive. You can become a subscriber or a member on their, I think it's called a member on their YouTube page, where you give a little bit a month, and there's different levels. You can cancel at any time, so you could just do it once if you wanted. That's a way that you can help. A lot of people want to help. That's the way you can help. There's also so this video that is going to be to follow, I let you know about me trying to get the case file, my mother's case file, and I know that a lot of people are going to come at me with suggestions and what I should do and contact this person or whatever, which I appreciate, but it's still in process. I'm not done. I have to go through the appeal process. You have to go through the right people. This is Lucille, my grandmother, who raised me. So Deborah is her daughter. This is something that my Aunt Carol gave to me after she passed away in 2019. But just have her on my mind today. Okay, and again, the next video to follow was recorded a couple days ago. Okay, bye. So in July 22nd, earlier this year, I submitted a proper public records request of my mother's case file. And I wanted to, let me back up. Okay, so I posted that I got an email that I'm not going to get the case file. There were two people that called the cold case detective after I posted that. One of them I know who it is, and I know what they said. Someone else called. Please don't do that. Please don't harass or contact, even if you're not harassing. Please don't contact. It's not helpful. I'm talking to them, and Detective Tony Walden, she didn't even know that request had been given. It doesn't go through them. They're not the ones who make decisions about any of that. So she didn't even know that I had put in a request, because it goes through legal. It doesn't go to the detective. It goes to an Indiana State Police public records team after it goes through legal. Please don't contact them. I know that people are very invested and you want to help. I appreciate that so much. I really do. But please don't contact them. It just makes it harder for me if I'm contacting them and bugging them, and then all these other people are. Anyway, it's just not helpful. I appreciate it, but please don't do that. So I'm gonna read what I put in for the public records request, and people said put it in as next of kin, put in a proper request. I did everything you're supposed to do for a public records request. What I didn't know at the time was an open case, regardless if it is 51 years old, is the Public Records Information Act, whatever, hoo-ha, it doesn't apply. It doesn't apply to an open case. It's still an open case. Are they doing anything on it? I mean, what can you do? Walter. Walter. He's my baby. So I'm going to just read to you what the request for public records that I submitted on 7/22/25. I'm just going to tell you what it said. It has all of my information. It has my name as Misty Lynn and Wilhite in parentheses, and my legal last name, and my information. And then my request says, good day, pursuant to Indiana's access to public records law, blah, 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 I would like to request copies of all disclosable records within the missing person case file of my mother, Deborah Ann Wilhite, case number 35-3711. I understand some information will be redacted as it is a cold case, but an open case nonetheless. However, please take into consideration that this case has been open since I was a year old and I am now today 52 years old. In addition, please do take into consideration that I am the sole survivor of this immediate family and wish to simply obtain any information about my mother and father, Jeff Wilhite, that I can. In 1994, I was allowed to view the entire case file by the then Sergeant Joe Rhodes in person at the Indiana State Police Post in its paper form at that time. So I've already viewed everything that was included up to that point. I appreciate your consideration and will await your response. Kind regards, Misty Lynn Wilhite. And that was submitted. Okay, and then I got an email after that. Okay. About an hour after I submitted it online, I got an email from the state of Indiana that said, thank you for your APRA form submission. That's what they call it. This email confirms that the Indiana State Police has received your request. Under Indiana law, public agencies have up to 7 days to confirm receipt of a public records request. Although we are not required by law to produce records within 7 days, we will do our best to provide them as quickly and completely as possible. Reviewing records for confidential and non-disclosable materials takes time, and we appreciate your patience as we work to complete your request. If we need more information or determine that your request is not a public records request, we will contact you. So I was like, well, cool. They, like I said, it was literally like an hour after I submitted it. Okay, and then I got another email 2 hours later, same day, 2 hours later from the other email that says, the subject says, your APRA request has been completed. Your request has been validated and is being processed by the Indiana State Police ISP Public Records team. Moving forward, all communications and file deliveries will come directly from the ISP Public Records team. Our standard processing time is within 60 days. If your request will take longer than 90 days, we will contact you and advise of the timeline for response. Thank you.